Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to MHF. Welcome to another stream where Liverpool lost the game. Salah, stinker, and hooked. Absolute stinker today, bro. The stinker from Salah was ridiculous. like, ridiculous. Bro.
The way you said it to open up the show, it's just amazing.
Salah, stinker, and hooked.
Stinker and hooked.
Yeah, stinker and hooked. Chelsea dropped points against Brentford. They won against Spurs and they didn't win against Brentford. When Brentford should have won the game, a lot of Chelsea fans are saying that we should have scored our chances. What chances, bro? Brentford missed like plenty of one-on-ones. The Manchester Derby, to be honest, listen, people that say that Pep is washed, like Staffy, bro, we're going to talk about it. But listen, big up everybody that is here as well. Why didn't you fix your hair, Husam? Just be serious. What's wrong with this guy?
It looks like he just woke up from a nap.
He just, did he just wake up? He was doing a watch along.
Bro, you guys are both old. Messi is the new sexy. You just guys don't know this.
Habib, it's called the alpaca haircut now. Everyone in Egypt is having this thing.
Not everyone needs to look like the Sopranos from 1970s, Mo. It's okay. You can have
fix your hair, Habib.
New technology.
Fix your hair.
He didn't say cut your hair. He just said
Fix your hair.
I don't need to fix it. I like the way it looks now.
خلاص يا حبيبي ربنا
يا حبيبي مش انت مشغول وجبنا احمد بدالك. لا تعلق عندي، لا تعلقش عندي وتعلقش هون. خلاص انقلع من الشات. مش مشغول حل عنا. خلاص جبنا احمد بدالك من هون لبكره. مش مشغول روح.
Wait, so زياد مشغول and سعد مشغول؟
I brought Dio and I brought Ahmed.
والله العظيم ما بقاش شو خلاص بقى تهريج.
No.
Anyway, hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Want to know what you guys think about Muhammad? What should we? I actually want to start with something that Staffy said on the football terrace, and I didn't get a chance to comment on it. Is that Pep is washed? I don't think he's washed. I think he doesn't have the fear factor that he had before. From Man United players and Amarim had no fear from this Man City team. Tactically, they were superior.
No point today that I feel like we're going to concede. Wallahi,
exactly. Like at no point today, any Man United player looked like he's fearing these Man City players like before. Like, you know, like over the past like 8 years, you play Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, you're like shaking before you step on the Man United players. Even Maguire today, they were calm, they were passing the ball around, it looked all right, it looked good. And at no point, I felt like Man United were just shaking. Bro, Garnacho had the audacity to go try to dribble 3 players at once. It's all right. This Man City team. But to be honest with you, I am not sure if Man City will be back next season. Doesn't matter if they sign Vert. There's a lot of work that needs to be done for this Man City team. There's a lot of work to be done for this Man City team. On the other hand, I was thinking the exact same thing today about Liverpool. I was thinking about it. I'm not sure what Husam's thoughts on this. I was thinking that Fulham had no fear against Liverpool today. They were committing players forward as if either Liverpool already are complacent and they won the league, or Fulham are just saying they watched the PSG game and said, we're just going to pass the ball around. And when it comes to Salah, we're just going to have, we're just going to try to shut him down. And that's what happened today. They shut him down and Van Dijk made a mistake. He got bullied for a second game running after he was by Beto bullied him. And you know what, wallahi, I was watching Mohamed Salah today and I'm like, maybe I see FSG's point. Maybe I see FSG's
just today?
Today.
I've seen it for a couple games.
No.
I tweeted after the Everton game as well.
But to be honest, he has had a magnificent season. But he has hit a wall.
No doubt.
He's had a magnificent season. And the problem is, he should have renewed him like a month ago when he was like scoring and assisting and doing everything. He looks like after that Ballon d'Or went away from the PSG game, he looks disinterested. Well, like my
Which
brother
game are we
was
starting
asking
with first? Because I have thoughts on Salah, but are we starting with the derby first? Or are we talking about Liverpool, Fulham?
Oh no, Husam can decide.
I don't mind.
We saw on Chelsea actually.
Chelsea, bro, we're gonna talk about a 0-0 with
يعني
Brentford.
اخترت اكثر شيء ممل باليوم بدك تحكي عنه. تشيلسي تعادلوا توب 4 ريس نو ون كيرز يلا اختار بدك
Bro, we
مكسر
said
ولا
you want chicken or steak. He said give me shrimp.
تشيلسي ما
Like, what is
حتكونش بالتايتل تاع القهوه اصلا حل عني انت تشيلسي.
I think we should start with the derby since it just ended, and then we move on to the Liverpool one. But I actually do want to highlight something. I sat here. Was it this channel? I was here on this channel yesterday, fighting for my life, explaining to people why this season is lower quality than a lot of previous seasons. Today, I seen Chelsea fail to score. Every Chelsea fan thought that City are going to win and they're going to take over their spot. They didn't. They drew against us, one of the most boring games I've ever seen from Man City. So 2 games and 0-0. The only team that won today was Spurs, and they beat Southampton, who officially became the worst relegated team in Premier League history, getting relegated 7 games early. That's the only team that won today. And then you have Liverpool, who honestly, Arsenal should have won yesterday to cut down the point gap between them. They go ahead and they lose today by 3 to Fulham. And people want me to look at this season and say this season.
I'm going to use your own logic against you. Liverpool are the best team in the league. Fulham won 3-2. Therefore, it's a high quality league.
1-0 Husam.
No, don't do that. You can't do that. You can't just
No, your own
say
logic.
give me a chance to rebuttal.
1-0
Why did you pick and choose? The team in 10th beat us 3-2. High quality league. Done.
Okay,
1-0.
I think Tom Little said it the best yesterday. He said the ceiling is lower, but the floor is higher. The floor being higher, which means
So it's a harder season
teams,
to win. So it's a harder season to win.
Yes.
Tanny, we're gonna do this
The
again.
floor is high.
No,
it's not a harder season. How's the hardest season to win when there's no title race?
It is a harder season to win because the floor is raised. So Liverpool, to get points, they had to work harder than when the floor was lower and the ceiling is higher.
It's the second loss of the season. Harder than when they only lost once.
Without you shouting, okay? I am
When
using
I shout,
what
I'm not angry. You know I just shout.
I am using what you said. Okay, Liverpool today, you said that the floor is high and the ceiling is lower. That means Liverpool are closer to the teams. That means Liverpool had to work harder.
Liverpool not
to win
closer.
the
How are they
games.
closer? They're what, 13
Yeah,
points
Habibi,
off
I am using what you said.
Yeah, Habibi Ismail.
You are the one.
Okay, you can take what I say and you can interpret it in 2 different ways. I see that you want to interpret it the other way. When you say, oh, they lost the lower teams, it still doesn't debunk the fact that the difference between them and Arsenal are 13 points. This Liverpool
Because
team
Arsenal couldn't get
the league.
They didn't walk the league because they were so good.
No, but clearly you just told me they're not that good because they lost to Fulham today.
Liverpool are not compared to. Okay, let me give you an example. Over the past 7 years, Liverpool had 4 seasons. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons when they were stronger than this season. 4 seasons. The season that they won the title, 2 seasons they challenged, and last season Liverpool were stronger than this season.
Mo, let me ask you a question and we'll move on to the game because we're basically rinsing and repeating what we said yesterday. Are you telling me this season you think the quality of the Premier League is higher than previous seasons?
Yes, overall, yes.
If that's what you think, a lot of us disagree. But
yes,
if that's
because
what you think,
of the teams from 3 to 10. That's 7 teams that give any team.
They're very hard to beat. They are very hard to beat.
I presented the argument.
By the way, case in point, Fulham at the Emirates. Muniz missed an empty net in the 86th minute. That could have been 2-2, just like that.
I think there's more quality in the middle pack. Overall, the Premier League is not high quality this season.
No, but if there is quality in the middle pack, it means
even Lewis, I saw your
there
tweet,
are players
Lewis
in the middle pack that can start for the best team. Yeah, and today we took on Fulham. Robinson easily starts for Liverpool right now. Robinson would easily start for Liverpool.
Okay,
you know, that's a player from a mid-table club that's been the best left back in the whole league this season.
There's always been players that play for mid-team clubs that could play for better teams. We've seen that as an example.
Disagree completely. 10 years ago, that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
therefore,
there's always been examples.
As Kavish is saying, therefore, this season is much harder to win than the other season.
Hold on. My point was to say that I don't like that point because, like, as an example, 2006, 2007, United won the league, and then they took Tevez, who got relegated with West Ham, who actually scored against us the last game, and then we signed him next season. And we were the champions. So that's not the best example. The fact that is, listen, everything Husam just said, Liverpool, after he just said that they could get players from lower teams, still won the league by double-digit points. So even though he just admitted these
because Arsenal got in the mix. Arsenal got in the mix.
Still walked the league. And my previous point that even when you look at the relegation teams, You have officially the worst relegated side ever played this season in Southampton.
Yeah, Habibi, fine.
It really depends on how you want to look at it.
Because Arsenal got in the mix. The problem with the difference between Liverpool and Arsenal, when games were very close, Liverpool edged them. When games were very close to Arsenal, they kind of lost. That's what made that big of a difference. Otherwise, you would have seen a title race that will end up on 82, 83 points. That's it.
I hear what you're saying,
which is very
and a lot of other
you would have seen Nottingham Forest just 10 points or 9 points behind Liverpool today. But because Liverpool, in majority, okay, I can name the games where Liverpool edged them, where on the performance, Liverpool didn't deserve the win. There are, of course, the other games that you say that, for example, the Newcastle game, Kelleher made the mistake, Liverpool dropped 2 points. But overall in this game, Newcastle were up in this game. But Brentford, Liverpool played Brentford, Darwin Núñez, the donkey, 91st, the 94th minute, 2-0. On paper, Brentford were so equal to Liverpool in that game because their goalkeeper, and that's what happens. Brentford were able to get a goalkeeper that is very high level, that would make a lot of saves. Back in the days, Liverpool would have won that game 2-3-0, minute 60, he rests the players. But Liverpool are finding it very hard to close out games. The difference between Liverpool and Arsenal this season, that's why you don't see a title race, is that because Mohamed Salah, for the majority of this season, saved Liverpool with a goal or an assist. Otherwise, the overall performance from Liverpool is good, but it's not like that. Bro, Liverpool got 99 points.
And the two teams up top are exchanging who's going to drop points. When does that ever happen? I used to see Liverpool and City refuse to drop points. Liverpool went like 20 games in a row.
We agree with
20 games in a row.
No one disagreed with it. No one disagreed
You're talking
with
about title race, though. Title race and quality of league.
That was what I was talking about.
Yeah, but we agreed with you.
Two different topics. That season, Liverpool and City beat everyone in the league. Therefore, it was not a high-quality league. Now, the team that's top of the league are
the top was higher.
The two teams, only two teams
at the
were
top
good.
only. So it was only two teams. Now there are teams from 3 to 10 who are all amazing, and that's what makes this.
I wouldn't say amazing.
We don't this. Okay, let me just start.
You wouldn't say amazing.
I understand what you're saying, by the way, as well.
Liverpool are worse than the Liverpool that played over the past 5 years. Overall quality, apart from one player, Mohamed Salah. The rest of them, Van Dijk has just come back to his good performances in 18-19 and 17-18. At 17-18 when he joined midway through the season. Otherwise, nobody at Liverpool is exceptional to the point that, bro, if you talk about the Mane, Firmino, Fabinho, Henderson, why now none of this Liverpool team will get in other than Mohamed Salah and Van Dijk was there. Even Trent is below that Trent that started the first 3 seasons for him. He was amazing. Bro, Trent got double digits assists only. Not goal. I'm not talking about the goals. Just assist. Robertson.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The quality was higher at the top. So 1 and 2 had higher quality, but 3 to 17 is higher quality now. That's why it's.
That's what I'm saying.
We're both we say higher quality,
point, but we're interpreting it different. As an example, I'm looking at the top of the quality at the top, seeing it being reduced, and I'm saying, okay, this makes the league look weaker. You guys are looking at the middle, saying, well, since the middle is a little bit stronger, it means the league quality is higher.
More competitive.
I'm not looking at it this way, and I think it's very subjective how people want to look at it.
Do you want me to tell you, Wallahi, Staffy, if this Man United team was 3-4 years ago, you would have been like top 6.
Yeah, didn't I say that the other day? I said the only team would have competed with Liverpool this season. Yesterday, I said that because the quality of the league I thought was like that.
But you
forget.
Do you know why? Do you know why you're 13?
No, he's saying this current United side, this current
United side would finish 6th or 7th. Do you know why you're 13th?
No, wouldn't.
I'm gonna tell you why.
We're under 40 points. That's a lie.
I'm gonna tell you why you are 40 points.
There were 6 teams in the league that could beat home and away like that.
Newcastle, Fulham, Brentford, Brighton. All of these teams have increased the quality to the point that Man United look like much weaker than them. You're much weaker than them.
No, I think we got weaker. They improved their quality. I agree with them. But I think our quality also reduced.
But I know you got weaker, but that's my whole point.
So it's not like we stayed still and they got better. We got weaker and they started getting. They were making signings that we couldn't make.
There is 8 teams that got much stronger. Nottingham Forest. Bro, Nottingham Forest beat Man City with ease like this. Bam, 1-0, gone. The game's over.
Yeah, I know.
Like this, bro. Like this. Like Nottingham Forest didn't even sweat. Tactically superior. Execution on the pitch, they were superior. 1-0, done, over. So definitely the league. The problem in this league is one team. That's what makes
Arsenal is the problem. Had
That's
Arsenal had a good
That's it.
season, Staffy would enjoy this more because there would be a title race. But overall, the league is better because I have teams from 3 to 10 who could beat anyone on any given day. And that's the point. No one here would be shocked if Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest or Newcastle or Fulham or Brighton or Bournemouth or Crystal Palace or Brentford beat Liverpool or beat Arsenal or beat City. And that's why the league is stronger. That's the point. It's more difficult. So watching today's game and using your own logic, oh, the league is dead because City drew with the United 0-0. Okay. Fulham beat the best team in the league 3-2. That's why the league is more competitive. Essentially, what happened today is 3 individual errors. Fulham scored 3 times. Pow. And that's the thing. And you couldn't do this before. 10 years ago, Man United couldn't go to West Brom and sign a player. But I can go to the team in 17th, I could sign a player. Onana went from Everton to Aston Villa, is now a Champions League player. You look at the players at Brentford that we were played today against Chelsea. Mbeumo starts for every team in this league, either right wing or striker. Crystal Palace have got amazing players.
They have had an England star. They've had Mateta, who won the Olympics.
Bournemouth got Karkas, who my club and your club want, and Huijsen, who Real Madrid want. You know, Kluivert has been making moves this season. Semenyo has been making moves this season. And it's the same across, like Brighton have Baleba. Name one team in this league Baleba doesn't start for this season. None.
Yeah, but Baleba's a little bit of an anomaly. I think he's that good. But like someone
there's
like
a lot of anomalies. There's a lot of anomalies. Hoyson is an anomaly.
I'll tell you something. These are anomalies because if I name just 2 or 3, they are anomalies. I think someone like, no disrespect, but I think someone like Kluivert, yes, he scored like 2 hat-tricks this season. But I'll be honest with you, 2-3 seasons ago, if you asked me this version of Kluivert, would he start for the top 4 teams back then? I'd probably find it hard to say yes. I'd probably say no. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're mixing up competitiveness and quality. I think you can be competitive if you guys are equally mid or just equally just in the middle. And that's what I think most teams are this season. I think there's more competitiveness because there's no gulf in quality between some of them because the teams are just not that amazing.
Okay, watch Aston Villa give Paris Saint-Germain a game.
I like Aston Villa. I didn't mind Aston Villa, but look at the signings they made.
If this Newcastle were in the Champions
League, they were in a relegation battle like 4 years ago and they got saved by the watch not working.
Bro, if Newcastle were in this Champions League, they would have had a better Champions League than a lot of other teams.
That's
we smoke City now.
Nafisa, you're going to get destroyed now in one sentence. The only reason, so the season where Arsenal were top of the league by 8 points and they bottled it, the only reason why Arsenal were top of the league is because Liverpool were 6th. Next question.
By the way, Nafisa, I spoke about Nafisa on my channel today. I want to give Nafisa a special monologue on any, maybe today, maybe the other time. Nafisa, I'm not gonna lie, I clock Nafisa might be the biggest fraud in these channels. I don't even know what to describe her. I don't know if she's a gaslighter or what to call her. Nafisa is probably one of the worst people to have arguments with on YouTube. And it still sits in my mind when earlier in the season I was on Husam's channel and I tried to say that I think what's his name, Slot, if he wins the league this season, he'll prove that he's tactically better than Klopp. And she smoked me for it. And then look at us, a few months later, he actually won the league. Nafisa, this is what she does, and I give this analogy on my channel. You will present an argument for something. You'll be like, and I gave this example. I'll be like, oh, what is your favorite fruit? And I said, I like watermelons as an example. And you'll be like, hello, Staffy, give me 5 reasons why you think watermelon is the best fruit. And I'll give you 5 examples. Nafisa will pick one of them. I'll be like, oh, but that doesn't mean that because it's the same thing. So if I say I like watermelons because they're sweet, so you'll be like, oh, so does that mean that apples are great because they're sweet as well? Why do you ignore everything else that we say? We presented like 5 different bullet points, and you choose one of them to compare it to something else and say, oh, isn't that what that means? That's what Nafisa does. So you're a fraud. Shout out Nafisa, but you're a fraud. Anyways, can we go back now to smoking Man City? Mo.
Yours truly, Zoro here is saying, I told you Pep is done. Husam, is he still the best manager in the league?
Yes, Pep Guardiola is still the best manager.
Here we go, Zoro. Let's talk about it. It's a great segue. I said on the terrace, I think Pep is washed, or he's entering that. Mo, stop laughing. I think so. I generally mean it. I think based on what I've seen this season and the trajectory he's moving in a wash trajectory.
You think he's been found out, Yani? Found out.
I think he's washed by his own standards, by the way. So I'm not saying, oh, he's washed, he should go coach in Turkey and go coach in, I don't know, Kazakhstan. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying Pep at the high level, he's looking washed. I'm not joking. I'm not rage baiting. I genuinely believe it. I think he got outcoached way too many times this season. I think he's struggling to use new signings that he had. You had Kosanov today on the bench, who he signed in January. You had Nico Gonzalez, his DM, who he signed in January, sitting on the bench. I think the only signing that he actually played today was Marmoush. And he even trusted him to play him as a lone striker. He played him across Foden.
Yeah, by the way, he played him everywhere. He's using the guy as like Al-Masah.
Marmoush was up front, was in the middle, was on the left, was on the right. I didn't know where he was playing today. On paper, he was apparently playing with two strikers. Marmoush, actually, I think he gave him the best chance of the game today, where there was that one ball that he got on the rebound and he got a shot on target. It was like hella powerful.
And the free kick. And the free kick. That Onana made it look
I thought that was a little bit of an easy save. But other than that, I didn't see anything from this City team. And that's probably the only good signing that City have done this season. Why is Bernardo Silva still playing and starting games for them? Why are you even using a pidgin?
Such a rat, bro. Oh my God.
I hate him, bro. I hate him. Actually, he's not a rat, bro. He's a mouse. He's a mouse.
I am now into the territory of like, this guy is in the Luis Suarez level. You know, like the players I hate the most in the history of the sport, like Luis Suarez level. You know, like the people that he just bro. Bruno Fernandes I don't like him, but Bernardo Silva is levels above Bruno Fernandes. Levels, bro. Levels above Bruno Fernandes. I don't know how anyone can like that guy.
He's annoying. Yeah, he's annoying. That's what I said. He's a mouse. God. He's not even a rat, Mo. Rats, I'll tell you what, because I live close to these two cities. In New York, you go, the rats, they're big, bro. Shaban Ednab, big ass rats, bro. You can carry them, they're a few pounds. A mouse is like this big, like the ones in Newark, and they just run around, just do nothing. And they just annoy you. Like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, once I
landed at the airport, they were out there. And
that is Bernardo Silva. He's a fucking mouse, bro. He's not even big enough to be a rat, bro. And he's so annoying. Today, all he was doing, just kicking players around on the pitch. And that's what I'm saying. Pep hype, bro. You know what Pep is doing? He's doing what Klopp was doing in his last couple of years when Liverpool fans started getting irritated. The loyalty to some of his old players. Remember, Husam, a lot of you guys start getting irritated by the new contracts. Yeah. The constant playing Milner and the likes of them, they were playing for way too long. He tried to renew Henderson, stuff like that. Why is Bernardo playing today? How many minutes did he play? Did he finish the game? He's playing a double pivot of Bernardo and what's his name? And Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne, I have respect for Kevin De Bruyne, but even he's washed. You can see he can't even strike the ball.
Did you see he can't even strike the ball? What happened to his feet?
Yeah.
Like I know what it is. It's the groin and the groin. The groin.
That's what I thought. He's the only one I'll give an excuse.
The groin is much weaker. He cannot swing his leg.
I know that.
Carragher spoke about this. He said that 1 year your groin is weaker, your hamstring is weaker. You cannot strike the ball as strong as you can before. It's gone from him, to be honest.
But yeah, based on everything I said, bro, I don't know. I just don't think Pep is he's not able to outcoach a lot of managers this season, and I can't believe that. Because I think that squad that he had today was good enough to trouble us a little bit more. You have Savinho sitting on the bench, and you have no attackers that can take one-on-one with our fullbacks. I shouldn't even say fullbacks, but our wingbacks. Today, Mazraoui was not troubled at all by anyone. Why is Savinho not there to play longer and try to take him one-on-one? We have Dorgu and what's his name, and Garnacho.
You remember when I told you Dorgu is just an?
He's a little bit mid. Don't get me wrong.
He's not. The problem is Man United should sign a more experienced. You paid £25 million, if I'm not mistaken, including bonuses.
It was 20, but yeah.
You should have signed someone else. Like, to be honest,
he's a squad player at best. He's not my biggest issue. My biggest issue is that little rat in the midfield, Ugarte. We'll talk about him later because that guy's mid as fuck, and we paid close to 50 million for him. That's more my issue.
He's good, bro. He's not bad.
Ugarte is good.
You need someone next to him. You need someone next to him that is better. You need a leg breaker in the middle, Staffy. Wallah, you need a leg breaker. I'm not saying he's a great player.
Today. He didn't even win over 50% of his duels. Habibi Casemiro won 12 of his 13. Grandpa Casemiro. Come on, what are we doing here?
It's not that bad.
Wallahi, he's horrible. For 50 million, wallahi, that's bad investment.
You could have spent the 50 million somewhere else, to be honest.
There you go.
You could have spent the 50 million. So there are a lot of, like, Onana was 50 million.
Yeah, Onana's is different though, because this idiot was actually playing good. I don't think at any point was Ugarte worth the 50 million. If he was 20 million, I wouldn't bet.
No. I mean, Onana, Aston Villa, Onana, Everton, Aston Villa is 50 million pounds. So if you compare those players,
والله العظيم all
it's day
season
and night, you know. It's day and night, you know. It's
طب أقول لك حاجة,
literally,
Ugarte comes off today, Mount and Xerxes start threatening the goal. We actually look closer to score when they came on.
I now have to raise my hand and say, I apologize for everyone. I think Rasmus Højlund might be worse than Richarlison. Genuinely, bro. As a football player. Like, I think Rasmus Højlund is worse than Richarlison, to be honest. He's way worse than Nunes. Like, bro.
You see how my God.
He is so bad, it's unbelievable, bro. You know, the problem is, I actually don't think that if results continue like this next season, Amorim will stay at the club, as a lot of Man United fans are thinking that it's going to happen. Like, people talk about 4 years. If Man United are not top 6 or something next season, Amorim is going to get sacked.
I agree with you.
Because of the revenue. I don't think people understand how football works. Man United is so big that they need to play not Conference League. They need to play Europa League or Champions League football, right? Otherwise, he's going to get sacked, bro. Man United are too big of an institute to have a manager that will come like 8 and 9. With all due respect to Arsenal, but Arteta's still the second year being 8th, right? But they had Man United will not allow that. Man United make arguably double in the revenue what Arsenal make. Arsenal used to make 350 million a year revenue or 400. Man United makes 700 plus. And that revenue cannot go down. Like, if Man United owners and the people that bought the club so that the shirt sales are less, people are not watching Man United, so that there are no ads, there are no like commercial deals, I actually think that they're gonna have to cut the cord, bro, and just get somebody like a here and now manager, even for the short term, to get Man United back to Champions League, even if it means ruin the future. But that is a different story. We'll talk about that.
I think Amorim could have coached and win today, and I think we didn't win because of
he couldn't because of that. He doesn't have tools, bro. He doesn't have tools.
No, okay. You know I defend Amorim, so it's not even coming from an Amorim out. So it's genuine what I say. When I watched that first half, I expected one sub at halftime. He didn't do it. He brought on Mount and Xerxes, subs that I agree with. I thought that he should have brought on
Ugarte in 45 minutes. 40 minutes.
Exactly. Drop Bruno deeper. Mo, like, how many times this season, especially in recent games,
you're going to admit that Bruno Fernandes is good?
I've been giving Bruno his flowers. Don't do that with me.
But hold on.
I'm not.
Did you see what I was talking about? About once Amorim gets him in check and start doing this long ball all the time, Bruno will look okay on the pitch. Will look like the guy that is in control.
Yeah, but we always knew if Bruno gets disciplined, and he'd be better. Because
what I told you is that a Portuguese coach will get him in check. Ten Hag is a no personality coach.
Yeah, Mo. But have I ever sat here on any platform and said Bruno's not a good footballer in terms of technical ability? I've never. I can't
remember.
I've never said it. Wallahi, I've never said it. I always had an issue with the way he views football and the way he wants to play football. But regardless, I don't want to get
into... He was allowed to do this shit all the time.
He's been allowed that until he turned 30. من شب على شيء شاب عليه.
He was allowed to at Man United.
That's like me asking Husam to stop smoking cigarettes now. He's too old for that. He's going to smoke for the rest of his life.
Inshallah. Inshallah, he will stop.
But my point is, forget that, because I'm not trying to get into that debate right now. The whole time, I wanted Bruno to get dropped deeper and put someone a little bit more advanced. Mason Mount, as much as I didn't want that signing at the time, I look at how we play right now. I know he'd be much more integral playing up front. I think him and Xerxes playing, if they played behind Højlund, I'd rather that than Bruno and Garnacho playing behind Højlund. Because I think those two are enough to get something clicking, and maybe, just maybe, they'll get a goal.
I think you're so wrong. I think today proves why everyone should be Amorim in. Because here's the thing: Man United fans are the biggest wafflers in the universe. I tell you, you're the biggest wafflers on YouTube and the biggest wafflers in the universe, and the worst fan base in the planet.
Am I included?
Because all you have barked about for 3 years in a row is we need someone to implement a system. I can tell today by watching Man United, wallahi, there's a system.
Yeah, but he's not Amorim out.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
He's not Amr Mount.
اهدى شوي. Today you remove Garnacho, you put a goal scoring winger, you remove Xerxes and Hoyland, two sides of the same ass, and you put in a proper strike, and you put a striker up top.
Don't say that.
You put a striker up top. This game ends 2-0 Man United, 3-0 Man United easily.
Yeah. Easy.
With ease.
You agree with me?
By the way, not even a goal scoring winger like that. Take out Garnacho, put Diaz, عادي. Put Chiesa.
ثواني. Do you agree with me? Because my whole point was that I think if Emery made
I don't think he did anything wrong today. I think this is what
you don't think he should have made the subs earlier.
No, I don't think he should have made subs because Casemiro and Ugarte worked, Staffy. It worked.
What did Ugarte do?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. You nullified Manchester City completely. So it did work.
Habibi, don't be like Staffy. You're not that guy. What I mean by that.
Wait. No, let me ask a question so you can understand where I'm coming from.
But
if we played the second half with Casemiro, Bruno pivot, would it have looked any worse than Ugarte and Casemiro pivot?
Yes, because Casemiro and Ugarte is of more a solid defensive partnership, and that's why you nullified Man City. You needed both today.
How?
Why?
Okay.
Because look at the players that City had today. No Haaland, صح? We knew coming into this game, no Haaland. Who are the options going to be? Doku, Savinho, Marmoush, Foden, all like versatile hybrid players who have a lot of pace, who are strong, who can get in behind, etc. And that's the difference. So that's why today you needed two defensive DMs, not one.
Okay, so let me tell you why we didn't need that. Manchester City, I don't think Manchester City didn't have any tooth going up front today because we had Ugarte on the pitch. Because, by the way, he won less than 50% of his duels. So he wasn't even that impact defensively today. Today, Bruno was already winning tackles in the midfield. He was already dropping very deep, picking up the ball. The issue is when we won the ball, we didn't really go forward that well. That's why when we win the ball, but you have Casemiro and Bruno, there's more ball progression there than we have
No, you did go forward with the three. Okay, because my team plays three at the back and wing backs. Your team went forward very well, but because Dorgo and Dallo are shit with this system, Staffy.
Dallo was amazing today.
No, he was amazing defensively. Every time he tried to cross, he crossed it to the opposition.
You know how he put it on a plate for Garnacho, and he missed
the only one. That's the only one.
Wallah lazim haram alik. He put a few crosses in today.
To be honest, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Because I've watched my team, Staffy, since 2019 play two wing backs. Do you know who our wingbacks were? Perisic, a winger in what's his name? The guy that played for you, Ashley Young. Then DeMarco, Dumfries. Like the thing about it, in this system, your wingbacks need to be like wingers, goal-scoring wingback. It's not only about being holding the lines. Play four at the back. Play Trent. Play
How
the
much
people
did you sign Dorgo for? How much?
I think it was 20 million.
20 million. Add 10 million, you get Ait Nouri. Yes or no?
Yeah, I'd rather I don't mind that. Yeah.
Your wing back, Staffy, you guys, Dallo, by the way, long term, if your wing backs are gonna reach the line and cross, the system is never gonna work.
Yes, if long term, here's the thing people need to understand. If long term, Dallo cannot be right wing back. He cannot.
No, he can.
We already know that.
Okay. It was better. You're right. You're right.
If he wants
in
to play for Man United and continue, he can be a rotationary right center back. That's it.
Staffy, your right wing back, your wing backs need to at least contribute 10 to 15 GA.
But that has nothing to do with the midfield, Mo. My whole point was on the midfield. Can I read the stat before we continue?
Hold on now, before you continue the
midfield was correct.
You played
how? Okay, you're saying wallahi. You are in Amorim's place. Today there is no Haaland. انت افهم النقطة هاي because this is very important.
What does Haaland have to do with Ugarte?
Hear me out. On MHF we're here. Even though Mo started it out shamelessly, that's why I didn't respond to him. MHF, we're here to talk ball. Okay?
I didn't say anything shameless.
I'm 100% honest on everything I say.
Today, this is.
I'm never a shameless guy. I'm the almost honest guy.
This is Manchester City's front four today. KDB, Marmoush, Foden, and Bernardo Silva. All four of them interchange. None of them is a prototypical striker, so they're going to create triangles. So what Pep wanted to do today is, I'm going to create a triangle around the Man United defense where it's like Bernardo quick pass, KDB quick pass to Foden. That happened only one time in the whole game, in the first half once. Other than that, Foden didn't go through on goal once. Marmoush didn't go on through on goal once. Why? Because he had two DMs in there, meaning when Casemiro went and tried to attempt to tackle, didn't work, Ugarte was there, ready to tackle. and that's the difference.
Let me tell you where you're wrong. I understand what you're saying. In theory, what you said is not wrong. What happened is not what you just said. Okay. So I like to measure duels. So that includes ground duels and aerial duels. Okay. In the game to see how effective you are. I told you what I said. Casemiro and Bruno in the halftime. I thought he should have taken out Ugarte and put Bruno there because Bruno was already winning a lot more duels in the midfield than Ugarte when he was playing. Here are the factual stats when it comes to the statistic today. Casemiro, from 13 duels, he won 12. So he was flawless today. He only lost 1 of 13. Perfect game. You look at Bruno. Bruno, how many duels do you think Bruno won today compared to Ugarte? Bruno today won 7 of his 13 duels. That is over 50%. So in 13 duels, for an attacking midfielder, he got involved in 13 duels. He won 7 of them. Ugarte, who you think today was integral because he's a DM, he got involved in only 6 of them and only won 2. It shows you that he was not effective in that midfield. Casemiro and Bruno carried that midfield in that term on their own. The reason I'm saying Mount should have played is because when you have Mount playing forward or Xerxes playing forward, now at least you're effective going forward. They come on, and right away, what do? Dorgo squares the ball to Xerxes. He gets the best shot on target probably for us today. Edison makes a save. Mount is there for the rebound. He hits it. He shoots it, hits the defender, and we win a corner from it. That is only a couple minutes in the game. If we would have made that sub a little bit earlier, instead of doing it in the 70-something minute, if you at least gave him 30 minutes, I'm convinced we would have generated at least 1 or more 2 attacks that arguably could lead you to another shot on target, and maybe that's the one you score from. That is all I'm saying. If we made that sub earlier, I think we would have had a better chance to win. I think that's a very, very balanced.
I want to move to Liverpool a little bit. This needs a long episode to discuss it. To be honest with you, Mo, will Liverpool bottle the league?
Actually not.
I may have some shame, Ali. Have some shame.
I was watching Husam watch along, so I'm expecting a meltdown after the stream, and I go to the stream and the stream fucking ended. Liverpool game ended and the stream ended. So I go and watch the last like 30 seconds at the minute after the game ended. Husam says this, thank God it's Arsenal that are chasing us, not Man City. See you everyone. We're going to win the title. Bye-bye. See you guys later. He was mad, but he wasn't just actually mad.
I was mad at the players for the performance today and Slot for the substitutions, but
he weren't like mad. Jack here is saying, no top 5 side won against mid-table and lower, but I'm meant to believe this league is worse than it has ever been. Top 4 used to farm points there.
There you go, Jack H. Shout out Jack H, man. He knows
that's the whole point. It's very competitive. He's a Liverpool fan. I mean, that's a Liverpool fan. The league is very competitive.
So he doesn't agree with me. I'm not allowed. You know what?
Lower, but I meant to believe that the league is worse than it's ever been. Top 4 used to farm points there, and that's the point.
Yeah, I didn't hear the full super chat. I just reacted.
Yes, because now City are in a top 4 race. Chelsea are in a top 4 race. City lost to Forest. Chelsea drew to Brentford today. But all of these things is happening in front of our very own eyes. Yani. It's not made up. Newcastle went to Arsenal in their own backyard and beat them at St. James's Park with Arsenal having 1 shot on target. Afikra, the problem in this whole league is Arsenal. If Arsenal existed in a title race setting, no one would say this league is bad.
That's khalid.
But because the reason why Liverpool
if they didn't get injuries and red cards, we would not have had this conversation.
Yani, how many times he won us games of football this season and shit? Like, that's the thing.
If the referees were not against Arsenal and they did get injuries, we would not have been here. I'm being serious. I'm being completely honest. If the league is not against Arsenal and Arsenal didn't have injuries, I didn't smirk. If Arsenal didn't get red cards against Brighton, if they didn't get a red card against City, if they didn't get injuries for Saka and Odegaard, would have had a better league and nobody would have said the same. That's it. Honest. Would have not said the same.
Bro, خلاص, stop it, Mo.
It's still a shit league. But
anyway,
agree to disagree.
What do you want to say about Salah?
Who, me?
Do you know that the only chance that...
What I want to say about Salah is football conversation.
Can you be honest?
Yes, I can be. And don't interrupt me. If you interrupt me, I will not speak.
How long? انت بتهددني؟
حطه في النص عشان
انت بتهددني؟
Because I'll tell you why. Football
تفعلك
conversations in 2025 now have become so boring that everyone is just trying to criticize the same people today. Today, Liverpool come out completely complacent, horrible mindset, horrible mentality. Like we've already won it, like we've already lifted it. There's a difference between I say Liverpool are going to win the league versus we've lifted it already, meaning we haven't done this yet, right? Come out so complacent. Konate makes an individual error with one of the easiest headers I've seen in my life. Robertson passes the ball to Iwobi, runs all the way back into our penalty box, heads the ball back to Iwobi, Iwobi scores. And the third one, Van Dijk gets bullied by Muniz, as he got bullied by Muniz all game long, and we concede. And the conversation is, where is Salah? I'll tell you where Salah is. Kwanzaa playing right back behind him. Before that, Curtis Jones playing right back behind him. There is no overlap, there is no underlap. Connor Bradley comes on, natural right back, can interchange, can run in behind, can overlap, can underlap. Connor Bradley comes on directly. Salah is back up and active. Creates the chance for Elliott, creates a chance for Chiesa, creates a chance as well for Diaz at the far post. If anything you want to criticize Salah for, it's actually something that everyone says he's good at, which is goal scoring. He should be scoring the chance that Diaz created. Other than that, in the second half, when he had the right back behind him, he started playing really well. Now, the problem is in that game was the 4 individual errors by the 5 actual individual errors. If you count Kelleher, should be saving that. The 5 individual errors by all the defenders. I'm not scapegoating. And if there is any world-class player at Liverpool that you hate and you want to cook, today is the day to speak about Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk got bullied by Muniz all week long. And the last game got bullied by Beto all game long. الفرق انه بيتو حمار in front of the goal he missed. That's it. That's literally it. When I'm looking at today's game, the last one I'm blaming is any forward. This game is not Gakpo's fault or Diaz's fault or Jota's fault, anyone like that's fault. The midfield as well. Today, another stinker from Gravenberch. Gravenberch's role is to get the ball from the defense to the attack. Gravenberch today could not get the ball from defense to attack.
You think he's been overplayed, Husam?
Every pass went to a Fulham player when we were just about to break the line. Just about to break the line, pass to Fulham player. Szoboszlai, pass back. Pass back. Szoboszlai, your hair looks amazing, Habibi. Can you take a risk? I beg you. So that's why we lost the game. Not any of the frontline players. And what proves it is the substitutions that changed the game were substitutions in midfield. When Slot made the substitution, he looked at Elliott and said 2 10s. And then he put Gravenberch center back. So when we ended the game, we had 2 number 10s to increase the creativity, which just didn't exist. And that's the problem. You cannot tell me Salah is just a goal scorer and he's an output guy, but then create nothing for him and still blame him. And create nothing for Jota and create nothing for Diaz. The Diaz goal, how did it come? Finally, someone have a pair of balls running through their midfield, Connor Bradley, and actually played a risky pass to Luis Diaz. Salah created the chance for Jota as well. The Jota missed right in front of goal. ما هون المشكلة. Let's have real conversations. The midfield was fucking shit today. Every single one of them. McAllister scored a banger, but this is not a GA thing. He scored a banger, but overall, I expect a lot better from McAllister as a midfielder. And the back 5 all made individual errors. And as a matter of fact, Van Dijk got slapped up by Muniz all game long. All game he was getting bullied, by the way, by Muniz. And you come tell me, where's Salah? Where's Salah? Where's Salah? Yeah, baby, not every game in history is Salah's fault. I came here after PSG. I said Salah had 3 chances he should have scored. And I said even Newcastle, the performance wasn't good enough. I am capable of blaming Salah, but when the tactics are not working and the players are not creating and the midfield is not midfielding and Van Dijk is getting bullied by Muniz and Konate can't make a clearing header and Robertson gives the ball to Iwobi, why should I go like, where's Salah? What kind of logic is this?
خلاص answer بقى خلاص.
Go ahead.
I hear what you're saying, but in the same time, that proves the whole point then that you're Salah FC. Okay, apart from Van Dijk, Gravenberch has been good this season, great this season. McAllister for me has been okay this season. He hasn't been fantastic at all. Szoboszlai flashes, McAllister flashes. Robertson has been dog shit today. He made 2 mistakes in the goal, not 1 that they scored. But also, if you're gonna, again, we're gonna repeat this again. We have been saying this about Salah lately, that Salah doesn't show up. And when Salah doesn't show up, he created the chance for Jota, right? Like the one Jota It was fantastically saved by the goalkeeper by my Neto. What's his name? Leno, whatever, with the right hand. Yeah. It was a good actually finish by Jota with the outside of the foot. It was just a great save. But Salah overall performance today, I actually think he was garbage. The way Robinson dominated him, I actually think that physically he was scared to go into duels today. Many times he let Robinson intercept and start an attack. I thought his passing, he actually at the end of the game, he had about like 3-4 crosses that they all didn't get past the first guy in the defense in the 18. This is why the difference between me and you, I'm holding Salah to the standards that he has been playing all season. And I think today he himself, because
that's not a normal standard.
Naam.
But that's not a normal standard.
But I agree, it's not a normal standard.
Because the only one that did that was 10 years ago, Messi. 10 GA.
But hold on. But that's the whole point. I am holding Salah to a Ballon d'Or level standard. I'm holding Salah to the same as Rafinha standard, for example. If Rafinha doesn't turn up for Barcelona and you lose a game like this because Rafinha didn't play well, right?
You think Rafinha gets the same criticism or standards as Salah?
No. Because we talk about the Premier League. I'm sure in La Liga, I'm sure the people that talk about La Liga, for example, let me give you an example.
You know Rafinha is the top player.
Let me talk.
Why do you criticize? 1 second. Why do you criticize Lautaro?
Let me just give you another example.
Why do you criticize Lautaro? Because he's the type of striker to score the 3rd goal in a 4-0 win and the 4th goal.
No, but Rafinha is not that guy.
Three-quarters of Rafinha's goals is like Barcelona win by 5 and he scores the 3rd and the 4th goal.
It's not
literally
that's not true.
Let me give you another example. Ignore Rafinha. For example, Kylian Mbappe in the beginning. If you are holding Kylian Mbappe to the player that he came from PSG, in the beginning of the season, Kylian Mbappe was underperforming massively. Couple of games ago, Real Madrid, if you have any of the Real Madrid, I know that we all follow the Amor Premier League people on Twitter and Instagram. The Premier League, the Liga people said Kylian Mbappe had a stinker, a complete stinker. I think he scored a goal and he had a stinker of a game. And they said, that's not what we signed you for. So I'm holding Salah to Ballon d'Or level. By the way, if this is an average season for Salah, I would say, it's okay. You created the chance today. It's okay. But we're holding Salah to the talk that we have all season, including myself. I said, Salah is the Ballon d'Or level. He's about to break the records for the Premier League. But if he continues, he only needs 3 GA. From 44 to 48, he breaks the record. And it doesn't look like it's happening to him right now. It might happen with penalties. But to be honest with you, the performance today from Salah proves me one thing. If Liverpool get rid of Salah or even renew Salah and he doesn't perform to the same level, Liverpool might be in trouble. You might be in trouble.
You said it earlier, Mo.
If you don't get 8 sacks. Let me give you an example, Staffy, before you come in. It's the last thing. If Liverpool renew Mohamed Salah to be the talisman again, they give him 300k, 350k, whatever he wants for 3 years. And they get, because of the wage thing, they get an average striker, like not a great striker. They get a project striker again. They get an average striker. They say a gunsman, a bagsman, but he needs a lot of help. And Salah doesn't step up to the same level as this season. Liverpool might be in trouble.
I think Salah is entering that era where I think listen, what he did this season, I'm not taking away his GNA. His GNA is insane. To have 60+ percent GNA in
Messi and Cristiano level, yeah.
In terms of numbers, yes, is that. But bro, if you're not lying to yourself, you can see that sometimes the performances don't match the output. And here's why this season I think is actually more impressive. Because I think Salah, the level that he's at this season, and the level of performances that he's put, the fact that he got this amount in GNA from the performances that I see with my eyes, that's actually more impressive. Because I don't think he's not in his peak prime when it comes to physical ability and when it comes to what he's doing on the pitch. He's just getting a lot of GNA, and I think that is why it's impressive.
This is when I disagree with you. I actually think that Salah has put in phenomenal performance. I have one evidence for you, Staffy. One evidence for you, apart from outside GA, that doesn't count, right?
Okay.
Salah has created the most big chances in the league.
Yes.
That proves my point.
And that's the thing.
That doesn't get counted.
To me, I'm looking at output. That's fine. Go ahead.
Mo,
look at it while I look at it.
Mo knows me from long ago. You know me from long ago. Mo knows me a bit even longer than you've known me. I am so not player FC. Wallahi, now we're having a real conversation. Let's be real. I have criticized the fuck out of every Liverpool player. I got clipped up for saying Van Dijk, fuck your perfume, defend properly.
I remember that.
I am not a player FC, but this season, no one can tell me Salah performances is just GA. This season, he has performed and he's had GA. My issue is, you want to know, can I tell you honest problem? We have 6 forwards. One is elite and has a couple of bad games every season in Salah.
He's better than all of them. I already know that.
Yes, the others have elite moments here and there, but they're bad the rest of the season. Like Diaz today, unbelievable finish. But how many times have you, watching Liverpool from the outside looking in, seen Diaz in that same exact position this season? Fuck it up. And that's the case in point.
I get what you're saying.
All he needs is a running mate. You know what we're watching? We're watching Kobe Bryant with Smush Parker. This is the reality. Yani, all I'm telling you is bring me Pau Gasol, yaki, and we will win. Wallahi, we will win. Just bring me one guy.
So actually, I think the opposite. I think since you made a basketball analogy, every basketball player who's a star, sometimes it's time to be the second option. I think going into next season, Salah needs to be the second option, which means you need to sign someone in their prime that is better than Salah for you to at least maintain the same level. Because I would be delusional, and everyone would be delusional if you think you should go into next season expecting Salah to have 60% of the Liverpool GNA again. That is delusional because that shouldn't happen back-to-back seasons. If you sign Isak as an example, and it's time for Salah to take a step back, not being shit or get rid of him, but if he's ready to take a step back because he's catering as an example for an Isak, and Isak now is the main guy, that is a perfect recipe for success. But that brings you back to what FSG is trying to do. Should FSG give Salah all the money he's asking for? Because if you tell me Salah is going to stay on either similar wages or less, because they're going to invest a lot of money in an Isak as an example, or a caliber of Isak, I'll be like, you know what? That's perfect business. I don't think Salah next year should be making more than he's doing now, because I don't think he's going to be better next year. That's my whole point. Salah doesn't get better from here, he gets worse.
I agree, he doesn't get better. But now let's be objective. The way he takes care of his body, the way he takes care of himself. I'm going to give you 27 and 17. Hello? Right now. Let's say he ends the season, yani, whatever. Let's say I'm not.
He's going to end on 50 out of time. I'm going to tell you in the next 7 games.
Yeah, let's say he ends it on 30 and 21, مثلا. He breaks the record by 1, he just gets 30 goals. Hello? 51 GA in 38 games. Let's say he's 70% of that next season. That is still an elite winger in the Premier League. Let's say
you have an issue with
5% the year after. He's still an elite winger in the Premier League. I agree with you completely, but if I even break it down from a football perspective, and I swear I'm not even being... Isak is just as quick as Nunez. All those through balls that Salah plays into Nunez, if I give to Isak, bro, we're going to score 6 million goals next season. So the issue is what you said, the FSG part of things, which is like, oh, let's go get Delap, let's go get Absermin. So Salah is going to be forced to be the main man, whether he likes it or not, unless we make the big money signing. And that's the fucking issue. I agree with you. He should now be in a position where he is the Firmino to someone, where he is the Benzema in the Ronaldo Bale to someone, where he is, you know, the Suarez, the more creator, you know, and pops in with a goal here and there. I am with you. But the problem is, yani, don't tell me in the summer we're going to sign Ekitike and Delap and tell me, oh, he's going to be the
but that's not what I said. I gave a different scenario. But I just, before we move on, I want to go back to what you just said. You mentioned if he gives you 70% of what he does this season to next season, that's still good. I disagree with you. And I'll tell you why. Because with all this GNA this season, don't forget, in the Champions League, you never competed. And a big part of it is that you faced a team, and this is not me just shitting on Salah saying he doesn't play in big games. I've seen Salah this season a lot get shut down in big games. You are setting your ceiling next year to only compete for the league if you go by that approach. Because if you run into another PSG next season or anyone from that stature, and your best player is Salah again, I think you limit how far you can go in the Champions League. Same thing in the domestic cup finals. Salah didn't really turn up against Newcastle. If you don't have a second option to turn up in a big game, I think you're automatically out of all the domestic cups. Your ceiling will just to be compete for the league.
I agree with you, 100%. And Slot is that type of manager. He's a league managing manager. Just before I go, because all the Ahwa guys are there, listen. Here's the thing with this conversation. I know every player in history. R9 won a Ballon d'Or in 2002. He had running mates like Ronaldinho, Rivaldo. Zidane won competitions, he had running mates. Everyone needs fucking support. All I'm saying is Staffy is 100% correct. If we go into the Champions League next season and khalas, it's either Salah turns up or we're fucked. But you want to know what the problem happens is? Now it's like I'm going to put 3 people on Salah. Diaz and Nunes and Jota, do your thing. Adi. I'm going to allow. You want to know what they're doing? Basketball analogy again. They're letting the others shoot. Shoot, Habibi. I'd rather you beat us with your shooting than allow Salah to beat us. And that's the thing. So, yeah. Anyway, let me go.
Jerry Akir is saying, where is that Man United fan originally from? He's American, bro. He's American, Egyptian. By the way, his channel is in the description. It's called Staffy TV. It's in the description of the...
you know what? We'll do this. This is why I usually put this here. Boom.
It is right there. You can put it. So fine. Sam, next season with Cisco is spooky. We'll see if they sign Cisco. But listen, people, we're gonna go start El Ahwa, and just, you guys, it's a very good conversation, to be honest. Wish we can do this more. It's very good. I will see you guys soon, guys. Go check El Ahwa, guys. Everyone, all to El Ahwa. We're gonna be there, guys. We're gonna see you there. We're out of here, people. Make sure I redirect it. Yes.